Hey there, welcome to my new video. Today we are playing Tiny Glade, a medieval-esque building sim, and I am doing a cottage speed build today, so you get voiceover Casey instead of Casey recording in the game. Here right now you see my previous build from when I was just playing around in Tiny Glade, and now we are going to pick our new glade. These are all the different themes. I ended up going with the flowery one, but I hope to do all of them in the future. When you start a new glade, you have a starting point as a prompt if you need a little help starting off, but I remove it, clear everything out, open up the space a bit by removing some trees, and add a bit of terraforming to it. I raise up this main part where I want to put the cottage on, and then I add a second shorter portion just for a bit of variation. Then we move over here to add a pond in, remove some of the trees that were directly in the pond because I don't think that they would like that. They don't look like, mangroves or something. And in the pond, you can see there are little duckies. So cute. Absolutely love them. You'll also see some fish pop out of it every once in a while. And here we are starting the base of the house. So I have two inspiration pictures right here. One of them is a architectural rendering and the other is a actual picture of a cottage. I was wanting to go with the overgrown flowery feel of the second picture, but more of the structure of the first picture. So that's why I picked this glade theme, the flowery one. It is going to fit this theme perfectly. Right here, I am just trying to add the deck in, this little front deck portion. I thought that was super cute and definitely wanted to add it in. So you have to do this interesting little hack where you remove the roof completely. So I made it the wood type to have rails. Now, the only thing with Tiny Glade is all of the bushes and flowers, like these purple foxtail looking flowers, you can't remove. So you have to just kind of deal with the clipping sometimes, which I'm not too bothered by. But now I am adding the open front roof portion to the house. I really liked the tall peak of the first inspiration pictures, but I wanted to add the swooping edges to the roof to make it a little bit more whimsical. Okay, here I was trying to think of the roof for the deck. At first, I was wanting to have it just over the deck portion, but looking back at my reference pictures later on, I realized I had to have it go over the whole house, and that does change in the future. I'm just kind of playing around with it right now, but you'll see me change my mind in a little bit here. Just playing around with everything, adding that curve to the roof. Like I said, I think it looks so cute and whimsical. And you can see that sheep floating around. I think it's so funny how the sheep float around on little balloons when there is a height difference. And here you can see I caved. I took a look at my reference picture and realized I need to make the roof piece go over the whole house. But I still wanted to have these pillars at the front of the house. So I needed to leave that portion there and add a new roof piece. But I thought before I did all that, let's see if a door fits. And it didn't. So I had to adjust everything in order for it to fit. And now we have a door down there. Perfect. Pulling that right portion out a bit more to give it the same look as the reference picture. And then we are going on to the roof portion. I make it work in the end and it looks really good, I think. Have to stretch it out completely and just make sure it is over the exact footprint of your first floor. and it will work perfectly fine. I was just struggling here a little bit. I just had to move it back, as you can see. So we rotate the roof. I absolutely love that, the fact that you can rotate which direction the roof is facing without having to redo the roof. We have a good starting point here, and I was looking at it and thinking the front is missing something. So I go in, I add a little dormer. I take a little bit of time playing around with the roof slope and how curvy it is, where I want it exactly, because I want to be able to fit to get the double windows up there. But it just took me a moment, and I get there eventually after some trial and error and adjusting of roofs and all that. So I randomly decided to put a gazebo. I didn't even come back here again to add anything to it after I was done. I just made a little gazebo area and said, there you go. I think I just wanted to have some more interest on the back of the house, and that was it. So now we are on to the windows of the house. The windows are really fun in this game. You have three different styles: this lattice style, a more cathedral style, and then ones that are like arrow slits. You can tile them together to make the different sizes. So you have the single one, and then you put two together, it makes the double. You put three together, it makes the triple. Really, really nice. I enjoy it. Adjusted everything, added another window to the dormer above the deck, and went through and added some flowers with the flower brush. This flower brush is so fun. The first pass over adds those purple foxtail looking flowers, and then the second pass through makes them like big bushes. And the flower tool slightly changes when you go to the different glade themes. I was looking at the side and I was having the same feeling as the back. It looked plain, and I thought about adding a little bump out, kind of like in the first reference picture, there's a swooping side roof coming out on the left-hand side of the house. And as much as I tried to mimic that little swooping roof, the game did not want me to. The big main roof was clipping into the walls with everything I did, and I was not liking how it looked. So I scrapped it and extended the dormer from the front all the way to the back. Just adjusted some roof pieces, and I thought it looked pretty good still. Okay, so now it's time to work on the surroundings. I wanted to add a little bit of a path, went with this cobblestone, mixing it with the dirt. And then we have to add some stairs to get up this giant hill. So I play around with the stairs a little bit, customize them to match the house, and add a railing, connect it up to the path of the house. And then I decide to add a few more trees around the cottage. I wanted it to really feel like it was in the forest, so had to add a few more. Then I thought, wouldn't it be cool if they had a garden? So I made a flower garden on this lower portion of the mountain here. And with the fence tool, added a border for the garden, tidied up the edges, erased some of the flowers that were too close to the fence, and made a little path to this area. Added some more stairs, and I think it's so cute when you put a path through the fences. It makes a little archway like that. And I sprinkled in some more cobblestone throughout the dirt just to kind of make it look a little bit worn down. And then I go back to the house and decide to add a railing to the front steps because I don't know why I didn't do that in the beginning. And then I'm kind of looking around for other things to add. I want to add some more to the garden, but unsure. And then I remember there are chimneys, so I add a chimney to the house. I think it looks so cute. Afterwards, I add a few more windows to the side of the house to get some props. In Tiny Glade, these props can be placed around just for decoration. And if you click on the windows and doors, props will place randomly around them, and you can copy them, move them, and cycle through all of the props that are available. So I'm just going through, finding some that I like the signpost, and placing them around. I'm primarily looking for these flowers and anything else I feel would be around a cottage. There are lots of little barrels and planters with flowers, so I was putting tons of those down by the flower garden area. I decided to cut back the flowers here and put some extra props around, almost as if it's a shipment area. There's flowers that are waiting to be picked up by a local community for sale. And there's also a shovel prop and a watering can prop, so of course I had to leave those there. I felt I was done at the garden area, so I went back up to the house area, moved the wagon, and added some chairs so we can sit and just look at the glade, and decide to add some extra paths so the signs made a little bit more sense. So this isn't just their front yard, this is more of a passing area, and their house is on a main road. But that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!